Good morning, everybody. This is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I am working on or have worked on, and a little bit of life thrown in. This is my 35th FlossTube episode. It is March 8th on Sunday. We had a time change in the wee hours this morning, which I was not even aware of until I got up. My alarm went off at 7:30, and then I got up and I'm bleary-eyed and I looked at my other clock and it says 6:30, and I'm like, did we have a time change? And we did. So I went to bed really late last night, and then there was time change. So if I am and if I have big dark circles under my eyes, that's why. This has been a week. Let me just say that. Yeah, it's just been very, very stressful. I don't feel like I even have a lot of stitching to show you, but of course my video is going to end up being the same 40 minutes it always is because I end up talking so much. But yeah, so I'm sitting in the middle of chaos. You know, if you guys have watched my channel, you know that. And I forgot to welcome you. So if this is your first time finding my channel, today may not be a great representation of what I normally do, because I have a feeling I'm going to be a little bit more scattered than usual. But welcome. If this is your first time, I hope that you like the channel and want to hit that subscribe button. And if you are a returning viewer, one of my friends, my stitchy friends, who mostly I've never met you in real life, but I'm so glad that you are here. You guys really are one of the highlights of every single week. I'm noticing my light is going in and out. Again, most of my light is coming from my window. We're having odd weather. You know, California's being very weird right now. I'm in Southern California, for those of you who don't know. Very close to Disneyland, if that gives you any kind of frame of reference. And our weather has just been, I mean, it's really nice and springy for the most part, but then we've had a couple days that went up to like 90 degrees, which was ridiculous. And it's supposed to be raining next week, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so that is that. So back to just a little recap of my week. I did have another bug treatment that had to be done in my apartment last Thursday. So I spent like the last week getting ready for it. I'm sitting, you know, as I said, in the middle of just chaos. My kitchen is basically empty. I think I put back my toaster yesterday because I needed to make some toast so I could eat something. And yeah, that's basically it. I did a little bit of putting stuff back. So leading up to Thursday, you know, I went to work regular, and it was a very busy week at work. The stock markets, when they go a little bit crazy like they have been, I work for a financial planner, so there's a lot of clients who call in with questions and you know, and stresses and stuff like that, which, you know, we have to deal with. And on top of that, my bosses just had like a run of clients that are doing rollovers and stuff like that. So it's been really busy at work, which sometimes is great, you know, when it's busy because the days go by fast, but this has just been kind of a stressful busy. And then on Thursday, I stayed home to put my cat in the cat carrier and take him out of the apartment while they were doing the treatment, and then, you know, got home and stuff like that. And then Friday, I got up, actually kind of early, went, you know, got ready, went down to go. I was actually supposed to pick up my friend for work, and my car was dead, like dead. So I called my mechanic, who is somebody that I've known for many years. I know him through doing theater, and he's a really good mechanic. He works out of his home. He has his own business. And he works on the cars at his house. And, you know, I talked to him, and he actually said he was leaving that night to go to, I'm not sure where, Indianapolis, I think. He's picking up a motorhome or a travel trailer or something. And he was going to be gone for a week and a half. And he's like, you know, you just need to get it into me. And as I said, it was dead. So I went through a whole rigmarole of trying to get it towed. I have OnStar, which is supposed to be free towing, but they kind of changed their system and they wouldn't do it for free because I was having it towed to a house instead of a service bay area, and I didn't want to pay for it. So then my friend ended up sending her 20-year-old son over because they have AAA, and we did it through AAA. And I got to work like at around 11. Turned out it was something that luckily he could fix that day. It was just the starter. It cost me $500. You guys, I talk all the time on here how I am really tight on money, and yeah, so $500 that, you know, I don't have, but I had to pay, you know, I need a car. So anyway, that happened. I have my car back, and yeah, so I got home from work on Friday, just tension, headache, my neck, just everything. I had a fairly relaxing day yesterday, basically because I refused to do much of anything. I stitched a little bit and I watched movies, and my friend came over. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then last night, my sister-in-law and the two older kids picked me up. We went out for a really delicious Italian dinner, and then we went to go see a play together. So that was really nice that I had that to look forward to. And I told my sister-in-law, I asked her if she could please pick me up instead of meeting somewhere, because I said, I really want to have a glass of wine with dinner. And she was like, yes, you do that, you know, no problem. So she picked me up, and we had a nice dinner. We went to the show. It was really fun. We went to Westminster Community Theater. So if you were in California in my area, Westminster Community Theater is a great place to be. I think it's actually Westminster Community Playhouse now. It's a theater I've been involved with since I was 18 years old. So it's kind of like a second home. And I had like 3 or 4 friends that were in the play, so that was fun. And then got home kind of late, and here I am this morning. So, and I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, I was gonna say, so we took the 2 older kids, the 10 and 12-year-old. The 5-year-old, of course, we did not want to bring him to a play, but he was not sad about it because he got to have like a special date with Daddy at Chuck E. Cheese. So I told my brother he must love his children to take them to Chuck E. Cheese. But, you know, he made it through, and Hudson had a wonderful time. Yeah, my brother sent my sister-in-law a little voice text thing, and it was Hudson, and he's like just screaming, I love my life, because he got to go to Chuck E. Cheese. So that was pretty darn cute. But as I was saying, my friends came over yesterday. I don't know if you can see behind me. I can't bring it over because there's no way that you can really see it in the camera. But that huge like frame that I bought, it was inexpensive. It was like under $30. That I got off eBay from China. It's a Chinese frame, and I got it to do my Village bookstore. But you know, when I showed it to you guys last time, it was huge. It's like 4 feet long, and it was like really kind of unwieldy. So I was thinking about it. It's right there. In fact, the dark part is the stitching. I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, you know, the height and all that kind of stuff is fine. It's just the fact that it's so long, and I don't really need it to be that long because I just need it to fit the fabric. That's what I wanted. I wanted my whole fabric to be able to fit on, or my whole width at least. And there's like 5 horizontal metal poles, and I was thinking like, well, if I got those cut down and cut down by the same amount, because they're 3 different lengths. But if I got them cut and you took off the same amount off of each length, they would be the same difference. Does that make sense? So if something was 40 inches and 30 inches and 20 inches and you took 10 inches off of each one, they would still be 10 inches apart. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, so I texted my friend because her husband, who's also my friend, but I don't ever, text him. He's like, he loves tools and he's got a bunch of tools and he likes woodworking and all that kind of stuff. So I asked them if he could, cut down the poles for me. And so they came by yesterday. They were out running around and they came over and he brought his saw. He said it was actually really lucky because he had just got whatever blade he needed for a saw for cutting wood and metal. And it was still on the saw because he was doing some other project. So he just brought the saw and he had a file and he just took them right outside my apartment. He cut 17 inches off of each one and now it's like the perfect length. I haven't used it yet. I think that's my plan today is I'm going to stitch on Village Bookstore. But yeah, so it's the perfect length. It's not, I don't think it's going to be quite as unwieldy to use. It is smaller, so it is realistic that I can kind of leave it out when I'm not stitching on it with like a sheet or a plastic something over the stitching, and it won't completely be in the way. So that was kind of a good thing. Okay, so I got some new reading glasses. I got a set of like 5 new ones. I remember to take the sticker off this time. So these are green. I think they look cute, yeah. Okay, so it's been a long time since I've done any kind of like official like shout out or whatever. I mean, I mention a bunch of people in my videos all the time, the people I watch all the time, but I thought I would do a couple today just because I have been watching these people and I don't think I've mentioned them before and I'm finding them very enjoyable, so I thought I would let you know. So the first ones are Christian and Derek, Married with Stitches. These guys, I just get so much pleasure out of watching them. They're just really a great couple, very, very talented. They also started a company, Dyeing Fabric. I just am really enjoying watching them. And I know they watch me, which makes me feel like so, I don't know, honored. I don't know, because I think they're like super cool. So the fact that they even like watch me at all, hi guys, makes me feel really good. And I know they watch me because they mentioned me because they watched my video last week and were able to take advantage of the 2-day leap day sale that they had on Heaven and Earth Designs. They were able to get a couple patterns for 54% off. So I'm so thrilled that they watch me. I can't even, I'm just so thrilled. But the thing that brings me to a weird point is I don't know what's up with the YouTube like statistics or analytics, because it's like I'll look at these things and I don't pay that much attention to them. I just kind of glance at them and whatever. But it's like it pretty much tells me I have 100% women viewership. Now I know there's a couple guys who watch me, so I don't know what the deal is with that. Also, the ages seem to be really screwy. Like it'll say like everybody who watches me is like 55 to 64. I know that isn't true either. So I'm not even 55 yet. I got like 6 months. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how they get their statistics. But if there's any other guys out there who are watching me, let me know, because I would think that if you stitch that I would be interesting whether you're female or male. So anyway, so Christian and Derek are great. Married with Stitches, check them out. Christian is also a knitter. I don't think he showed a little bit of his knitting. He knit like a baby Yoda for his niece or nephew. It's adorable. And Derek does like their finishing, and he has some really great ideas. Yeah, he's just really, really talented. They're both really talented. So anyway, I enjoy watching them. And the other person that I've been watching that I haven't really mentioned is Gail Phillips. She is in Australia. She's part of the Mittagong Stitchers group. I hope I'm saying that right, but and she did a tour of her like little craft room I think last week, which I always enjoy watching those and being completely jealous for people who have more than like one little cabinet. I have pretty much all my stuff stacked in a little like jewelry cabinet that's like this high, and yeah, I mean, you guys know I'm in a studio. I don't have a lot of room. But anyway, so I was totally jealous with watching that video, and you know, I am pretty good about not being enabled by watching other people's stuff. I mean, obviously I see stuff and I want it, whatever, but I'm pretty good about not, you know, jumping on and buying stuff that I don't need, because realistically, there's not a lot that I need when it comes to stitching now. I'm pretty well set. But her last video, which was just a couple days ago, she was showing all of her patterns and things that she's completed that are Biscornu. And yes, I was weak. It's part of the fact that, because I think I was watching this, yeah, it was yesterday. I was watching it yesterday, and because I just had this huge car bill. I've told you before, when I'm feeling extremely like stressed with money, the first thing I want to do is buy stuff. So anyway, so I did go on to 123 Stitch after she showed all these Biscornu just to look at the Biscornu patterns. And they did have one, I think it's Tidy Modernist, has like a monthly Biscornu, but one of the months is an elephant, and I collect elephants. As you can see, I have elephant stuff. What's weird is I've been stitching, you know, 3/4 of a year now. I haven't stitched any elephants, and so that's kind of weird because I've been collecting elephants since I was 10 years old. But anyway, so I saw this Biscornu pattern for an elephant, or an elephant Biscornu, and it was really cute, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna get that. Of course, you know, I don't want to buy, you know, and it wasn't an expensive pattern. It was only like a $5 pattern. I think it was actually on sale, so it was $5 originally, like 8 or 9 or something. But you know, you're paying for shipping. Everybody says nothing can travel alone. So I decided to go ahead and get some of the Gentle Art threads that I need for Night Walk Down, which I'm for sure doing in August for my Black Cat birthday sale. So it was an excuse to buy, you know, some more threads. There's a couple other companies. I think there's Color and Cotton and Weeks Dye Works that are in that pattern. I know this is like stupid, but on 123 Stitch, Gentle Art sampler threads are $2.19 a skein, and the other two companies are $2.40 and $2.50. And those extra like 20 and 30 cents a skein really irks me. For whatever reason, it's like I'm willing to pay the $2.19 for an overdyed floss, but those extra 20 or 30 cents, it just really like irritates me that they're more expensive. So I end up not getting them. And so basically I'm developing a stash or a, you know, of Gentle Arts, and then I have Necessities or Threadworks that I've got from, I think all my, you know, purchases have been on eBay, so I've gotten them for less than the retail price, and I'm pretty much sticking to those when it comes to the overdyeds, because I don't want to pay the extra $2.50. And for the most part, if there's a Weeks or a Color and Cotton, I can find a substitute for it. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. But so I got a bunch of Gentle Arts. I'll show you those when they come in. I mean, I just ordered them yesterday, but I may have them by the next video. And so I am kind of to kit up my Night Walk Down. I also need to kit up, this is Clementine. I'm doing a stitch along in April. We're just calling it Clem Sal. I'm doing it with Lisa from Forest City Stitching. Forest City something. Forest City Stitcher. Forest City. I think it's Forest City Stitcher. Anyway, so I need to kit this up too. And this is actually done all in Classic Colorworks, but I'm going to be using Gentle Arts and, you know, Necessities, Threadworks to kit this up. I'm not sure about my fabric yet, although I did pull this, which once I get the flosses, obviously I can do a floss test and see if they look good. This is a floss that I dyed myself. A heart anchor that I dyed myself, which I think is like so pretty, but we'll have to see if the autumny colors look good on it. If not, I'll pull something else. But this is just my initial thought. Wow, I'm like 20 minutes in and I haven't shown you guys anything stitchy except for this. So anyway, yeah, so the week has just been crazy. I feel like my theme song is, you know, the tub thumping. Was it Chumbawamba? You know, I get knocked down, I get up again. They're never gonna get me down. And I feel like it's been like that for like the last year and a half, 2 years for me, but we keep going, right? I have stitching to make me happy. I got my mom, I got my brother and his family, I got good friends, and I've got FlossTube, and I will, oh, goodbye. Okay, so let's get into actual stitching stuff. So, although I don't have a ton, I don't have any kind of Etsy shop update this week. It's just been crazy. When things move forward with that, I'll let you guys know, but I haven't even created any new pieces or anything exciting to show you because it's just chaos, as I said. Okay, so I actually do have a finish though. And this is part of the good thing about doing FlossTube is because it makes me like finish stuff so I have stuff to show you. I worked on this yesterday like a mad woman to get the little cloud done. So this is the April Hands-On Design Year of Celebrations. And so I have that ready for next month. Of course, I have to fully finish it. My March isn't up there because it's fallen off the wall a couple times. Not the whole thing, but the stitch part has fallen off of the background fabric because I just used sticky board and the sticky board isn't sticking or something, so I put a couple drops of glue on it. Okay. Oh, and I did have a new start this week. So I started the, this is a free pattern from Owl Forest Embroidery, the Autumn Cat. I had like 2 fabric choices I hadn't decided, and people came back and they really liked my hand-dyed fabric. It was kind of like a toss between the hand-dyed and the red. I decided to go with the red just because of the colors. I picked my own colors using Needle Necessities. And I think they're gonna be fine on the red. A couple of them I might need to make some adjustments because I'm doing this on heart anchor. It's just like so tiny. Oh wait, let me put, well actually if I fold it in half it should be fine. But I think it's gonna look pretty good. I'm pleased with it so far. The stitches right here, like this little eyebrow, are supposed to be kind of a white. And because I'm using this variegated floss, the white hit right there. So I might just change that eyebrow to like maybe the yellow, this cat. This is actually a yellow, but it's coming out white just because it's so pale. So I may need to adjust that color. That one's also yellow. And then this is kind of an orangey gold. And then I did the eyes, the orangey color on this cat, but I think I might change those stitches to like a black or something because they're just not showing up. But overall, I'm liking it. And it's a cute pattern. It's very enjoyable to do. I'm doing this in honor of Erin T. Martini Stitcher's birthday. She's doing a Sal, lucky birthday Sal. Basically anything out for stitchery. That's what she's doing. She's doing a, I don't know what it's called, but it's like clovers and stuff. Or anything like Irish or green or lucky themed. That's what her birthday style is. Okay, so that was my start this week. So I had a finish and a start. And other than that, I just worked one night on a whip. I worked on Spring Fling by Brenda Gervais. And this is on a 25 count. So I'm going from 22 1/1 to 25 count 2/2. And I got that flower filled in and this viney thing, and then I started over here with the vines. So yeah, that's basically what I did. And that is all the stitching I did this week. I had a couple nights I didn't stitch, which is really unusual for me, and it's just, it's the exhaustion, the stress, you know, life getting in the way. Okay. So, I do have stuff to show you this week for a little bit of haul, and I got a wonderful Stitchy Kindness package, so I'm really excited to show you guys that. But first is the haul. I got these for, they're kits actually, they're not just patterns. I got them on eBay. It was one of those situations where, you know, they were all from the same seller, and, you know, if you bought over, you know, if you bought 3 or more, then it was like 10 or 15% discount. And I never really seen anything like this before, and they just really, like, appealed to me. So they're all this, well, they're not the same, they're different flowers, but they're all from Design Works, and they're these sort of I guess you call them watercolor flowers. I don't know, I just am really intrigued by them. And they come with the floss and everything. They come with Aida, but it's like a 14 count Aida, so I don't know if I'm going to do it on that or if I'm going to do it like on like an 18 count or something. I don't know. I think I probably would still do it on white just because I think that's going to look best with these. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to do them like just all on one piece, you know, or like in a long thing? I don't know. But anyway, so this is the blue floral. This is pink floral. Peach floral, and lilac. I just, something about them, they really just, I've never really seen anything like that before. I don't know. I mean, are they going to be fun to stitch? I don't know. You know, it's just like, it looks like you're just putting in blocks of color, and then you go over it with black back stitching, which I don't mind back stitching. So, I mean, I know, like, I don't think it's going to matter if, like, if you mess up a little bit, because it's all splotchy color anyway. But yeah, so that's what I purchased myself. And then I got this big old package. One of my viewers had contacted me, asked me for my address. She said she had a magazine that she wanted to send me. Her name is Cynthia Kinnaman. I hope it's okay I said that, Cynthia, but I figure, you know, people pretty much know if they're sending to somebody who does a FlossTube that they're going to get mentioned. Anyway, so she said she was going to send me a magazine, which, you know, that in itself is cool. But I got this big old package, and she sent it to me in, you know, kind of like one of these project bags that I actually really like. But I don't have one that has an orange zipper, so that's kind of like interesting. Like, I've never even seen one with the orange zipper. And this one has this tab in the front, which is great. I have never seen that before. I almost wish, like, okay, now I need to look for those, because at least you can you could put information on there. But so she sent that, and she did send the magazine. So she sent me, it's a punch needle and primitive stitcher magazine. And this is the 2019 summer issue. And I've seen people like show this magazine before, but I've never actually gotten one or seen it. And there's some really cute stuff in here. I mean, I'm not like super primitive, but I do like punch needle, and there's still some really cute stuff in here and some really nice ideas. I know I've seen people stitch this one, Strawberry Time. Yeah, so there's just some really, really cute stuff in here. It's a very nice magazine. I didn't realize how like it's not like a hardcover, but it's almost like a heavier cardstock on the cover. I mean, this is just a really nice magazine. So I'm really excited to have this and look through. I haven't even like really sat down and looked through it because I kind of wanted to hold off until I showed you guys. So that's what I was expecting, was the magazine. But in addition to that magazine, she sent me this little, you know, like free folk sampler is what it's called. Just a little design. That's, I think, from Kitten Stitcher. I don't think it's Kitten Stitcher did it, but she must have gotten that from Kitten Stitcher. She sent me a Lizzie Kate Cat Lessons for People, which this is, I've looked at this ever since I started stitching. I know Stephanie was stitching this, I think, when I first started watching them. She was working on this. So she knows I talk about my cat Baggy all the time, so that's just adorable. And she sent me, well, she sent me a really nice little card. She sent me, it's a thank you card, which I just think is like crazy that, you know, somebody sending me something to say thank you because I'm doing FlossTube, when really it's like I'm the one who's getting all the pleasure out of doing it, and so I need to thank you guys. But she sent me like this gorgeous thank you card. It's all gold and glittery, and you know, glittery makes me happy. And then she sent me, and this is just, I mean, this is just so cool. This is just like a pass the stash thing. So she's actually made these things. So, you know, so she said that it's just like the extra flosses and the extra beads and stuff. And the patterns have been, you know, highlighted and whatever, but, you know, it's still a good pattern. But she sent me all 5 of these Mill Hill cat patterns. And these are the ones that you stitch on cloth. They're not perforated paper patterns. But I got this one. And that one. That one. And that one. And that one. And I kind of think it would be really cool to stitch like 4 of these, you know, on different color fabrics, you know, as they are, you know, pictured, and sew them together and like frame them together, kind of like an Andy Warhol, you know. I don't know, I think that would be kind of cool because they kind of remind me of that kind of art. But yeah, they're so cute. And this one actually will probably work on that rust color fabric that I have that I showed last week. So yeah, but anyway, it was such an unexpected surprise to get all this extra stuff in here. Yeah, it was great. So thank you so much, Cynthia. And I just really appreciate it. It really made my day, kind of made my week. As kind of crappy stuff was happening, I came and I would see this sitting here and I'd be like, oh, something nice. So that made me feel good. So, okay, so plans for the rest of March and April to share with you guys. Oh, I don't know if you were aware, but on Instagram, Common Threaded Stitcher started again. We did that. Originally, it was done last August, and it was great. And then they're doing another round for March. So every day there's like a prompt, and you just, you know, answer the question. tag Common Threaded Stitcher and, you know, kind of tag the people who started it. So just go onto Instagram and Common Threaded Stitcher if you haven't heard of it, and then you'll get the gist. I have been trying to do it. I don't think I did day 5 and 6 today. Well, today would be day 8, right? Because it's the 8th. So I didn't do 6 and 7. I don't know. I have to go in and see. I don't know if I'll be able to do the ones I missed. I know one of the questions was like, who is your stitchy buddy that you stitch with? And, you know, I don't really have. I have the people that I sometimes stitch with on the Saturday stitches around here, but I don't have any like stitchy friends that are in real life friends. I have all of the FlossTube ones. So I guess I could be clever with that. But anyway, but Common Threaded, it's like such a fun thing to, you know, see different people's answers and what they do with their stitching. And yeah, it was a great idea. It was started by Kia B, and there's like about 8 people that are kind of like the launch team for that little thing. And it's a really fun thing to participate in. So I do, if you are on Instagram and enjoy, you know, looking at people stitching and that kind of thing, then it's definitely something fun to do. I'm going to continue on the Lucky Birthday Sal. I'm going to continue on my sal from February, which is the Be Your Own Valentine sal, or Be My Own Valentine sal. I keep saying that wrong, and it's my own sal. Until I get that done. And let's see what else is coming up. And as I said, in April, I'm going to be doing this Clem sal, this Clementine pattern, with Lisa from Forest City Stitching. And I'm just this month gonna try and get stuff completed. I don't know how close I can get to a completion. Maybe on the Suffrage Act. I really don't have that much more to do on that. I think I just have the dress and the words at the top and I'm done. Because I would like to get some of these things completed. You know, I've talked about the stress or the anxiety that comes with just having too many whips, and I'm at that point. And there's still stuff I want to start, so I do need to get some of this stuff completed. I start feeling guilty, like the projects don't care, but I feel guilty that I'm not completing that project, like I'm hurting the project's feelings or something. So I know it's crazy. Welcome to my world. Anyway, so I think that's about it for today. Hopefully, knock wood, things will start getting a little bit back to normal. You know, I'm kind of at that point in my life. It's like I kind of wait for the next shoe to drop all the time. As far as the bug treatment, the manager of my apartment complex, I did talk to her. She goes, sometimes it takes 3 or 4 treatments. So I've had 2. So I don't know. She also gave me the number of a guy who will do a different kind of treatment, like a gel treatment, which she said she actually had a problem in her apartment with the roaches, and she called this guy, and she said his gel treatment took care of it. So she gave me his card, and I may just go ahead and do it, even though I would have to pay for it. It's not that expensive, and if it saves me from having to tear my kitchen and bathroom apart again, it may be worth it. And I asked her, I go, well, if it's a better treatment, how come we don't use that? And she said it's because of the way the commercial licensing works. So she keeps telling this guy, get the commercial licensing so you can work in like a multi-unit building, and then they could hire him to come in and do it. Because I guess he does a gel treatment, he doesn't do like the spraying. So you don't have to leave because it's not in the air, it's not gonna make you sick, it's not gonna hurt your animals. And yeah, so I don't know. I think that this time it took care of the problem better than last time. I definitely was better about clearing everything out of my kitchen. Last time I kind of was a little bit haphazard about it, but part of that was because I didn't have any notice. I had more notice this time, so I was able to do it piecemeal and not, you know, physically, you know, kill myself trying to move everything, and you know, so I did a better job preparing for it this time. So hopefully that means that he was able to do a better job with the spraying, and it will take care of the problem. But I may be back on here in a month going, I have to do it again. So I don't know. Wish me luck that doesn't happen. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope I have a relaxing week, and that the stress and everything and the chaos tones down. It's going to take me a while to put my stuff back together because I'm just not going to kill myself doing it. I'm just not. My plans today are to maybe put a few things back in my kitchen, and other than that, I'm going to be a couch potato, watch movies, stitch, perhaps take a nap because I feel exhausted today, and those are my big plans. So I hope you guys have a great week, that you have an equally relaxing day like what I have planned. I have all kinds of leftovers to eat today because of the Italian dinner last night. And yeah, so I'm not even gonna cook. And in the meantime, please remember to always be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Have a great week, you guys.